Hello and welcome back to my garage once again in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. One of these days I need to change that banner. I really need to put something up there. Anyway, I want to show you this car briefly. I went to the junkyard on my own and I picked up this. This is a recent mod that came to the workshop a week or two ago, a couple weeks maybe. This is the first time I found one. It's a Corvette C4 ZR1 Grand Sport, and the modder who posted it said that he had lost interest in working on the car and he released it because people were asking for it. And you can tell that he lost interest in working on it when you look at the bottom of the hood here and inside the engine compartment. But the thing that I thought was amusing that I wanted to show you guys is, if you look here, I mean, look, you can see the interior, right? There's an interior in there with paneling and upholstery and all that stuff, dashboard. Watch this. So all of it is the front end, and if you take it out, the seats and the steering wheel, and you can see straight through to the engine and the suspension, and back here the fuel tank. So look at the way the tire clips through the body there. So yeah, it's kind of, you can tell that the guy lost interest in working on it. But it's basically a Bolt Reptilia R2. It built out the same way. It's got the supercharged V8 and fully upgraded. It was 1100? Yeah, 1133 horsepower. Plus, I think something's wrong in his code because it basically says you can put every single engine in the game in it. And I don't really think that would work. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. Doesn't even sell for as much as the supercharged Reptilia R2 does. And now we're going to go to the junkyard ourselves. Okay, here we are. The last few times I've come here, there's been nothing visible from the front. That's kind of disturbing. This looks like one of those other Corvettes, and that's a Salem Flammo. This one has the straight 6 engine in it. And this is the Corvette? Yeah. Just keep our fingers crossed. There's a Salem Spectre over there. This might be a modded one. Modded Salem Spectre Fastback, so that's not a mod, but this is an in-game car, and it has the cutout for the blower for the engine. We'll keep an eye on that one. If there's nothing else exciting here, there's another Celica. Is this a stock? Yeah. What else is here? Not a whole lot. Is this a Skyline? Yeah, it's another racing Skyline. I would like to find just a regular generic Skyline 340. Is this another Salem? It is. Gotten 2 of the same car lately. That looks like a Bandit? Chieftain Bandit. Yeah, the last one. I did a Chieftain Bandit Shiv. And there's a Porsche 928. I've built a few of these. It's not a bad I mean, pardon me. It is, of course, a modded car. I mean, you can tell when you look back here. But it builds out to a nice looking car when it's done. It's just not particularly valuable. And that's not really the kind of thing I'm looking for here. I'm kind of tempted to do the 2 Salem Flammos. Just for grins. $6,100 for this car. Yeah, why not? Let's do a double. These ain't going to be worth very much, but two of them together at least should give us a decent amount of money at the end. I'm going to buy this one too. Whoa. Ah, come on. I actually don't think I have built out that car before. And the Flammo, actually, I have only worked on one of them if it was a order car, customer order. This one is a little bit more than the other one. Can't imagine why. Maybe there's more parts on it. Okay. So this may be silly, but I'm going to go ahead and do those cars. Let's see what happens. Okay, so let's go ahead and move this one over to B. And I'll move this one over to C for now. And then we're going to start... Yeah, there's definitely... I see this one has a bumper on it. That's probably why it has a tiny bit more in the way of parts than this one does. Oh, it has a windshield in it. I almost missed that. Front bumper. Headlights. And that's it for that. Old car, so it's not going to have ABS. At least I know this i6 builds out into a nice solid performance engine. Oh, there's no headlight there. No windshield, no fenders, no doors. Actually has a bench in it. Okay, no trunk. Aha. So let's start buying, whoops, wrong button. Start buying the stuff I know we need. So we'll need 2 benches, and it was steering wheel 7. I forgot what front seat it was. Seat 6, fabric B. Oh, I actually need to buy 4 of those. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so so it has options for lights and stuff. Let's see here. I see those things must be in the other. Let's go ahead and buy all the windows because I know I'm going to need 2 of all of them. So the hood and the trunk are basic. And the rest of this stuff all came from the other store. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, one version of this car has a cutout for an engine. I wonder which version of the car that is. So I need now 2 front bumpers and 2 rear bumpers. Ah, damn it. So front bumper B and rear bumper B. And then these headlights are all C's. So I'll need 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those, and 2 of those. And that should be everything from there. Let's get plates too. And now I'm going to need the other stuff like fenders and mirrors and doors. I think that's everything. I guess we'll find out. It's so easy to drop out of the install mode. Gotta get rid of the junky parts before I accidentally install one again. Okay, so that's all the body. It's actually, this just kind of struck me now, but it's actually kind of sly what they called this car. I mean the Flammo, because this is pretty clearly a 1970s Ford Pinto, which were notorious for the gas tank being installed in the back in a place where, in a rear-end collision, the gas tank would be ruptured and it would spew fuel all over the place and cause a fire. So I'm sure that's what they were going for. I don't know if anybody has seen, there was a movie called Top Secret back in the day with a very young Val Kilmer, and it was a movie along in the style of like Airplane and the Naked Gun and whatnot. And there was a scene in the movie where the heroes are escaping from the bad guys, and the bad guys are driving a big truck, like a military truck, and they lost control of the vehicle, and as they manage to get it under control, it slowly rolls into and just contacts the back bumper of a Pinto. 100%, there we go. And everybody in the truck is flipping out, and they're all screaming and yelling and leaping out of the vehicle, and there's a little bitty ting fireball. This is an ugly color. I wonder if that's the factory color. Let's see, what do you need? Oh yeah, that i6 front exhaust. I'm gonna have to hold that. I can't put it on until the engine is in. And the muffler is probably V8 OHV. Yep. I actually didn't buy. I actually came here intending to buy the fuel stuff and got sidetracked thinking about the exhaust. That really is an unattractive color. We've doubled the value of the car, though. It was what, 6,100 before, and now it's 18. So that's actually more like triple. Got to do this to the other one too, but at least I won't have to look at the rust bucket anymore. Wow, that's really not pretty. You know what? I don't care. I'm not going to keep the car anyway. I just want to get it out. I just want to get it done. I think the other one is just. I think the other one is just white. I wonder if I can use these things while it's on the lift. Looks like I can. And we'll just slap some paint on this car. I mean, whatever you think of the car, it looks a hell of a lot better now than it did. And this one is 18,600, and this one is 18,837. Is the mileage? This one has 20,000 more miles than that one. so I kind of vaguely considered like taking every single part off of both cars, but that would fill my inventory. Right now my inventory is going to be full of junk as it is, and I don't want to overwhelm. It will be overwhelming to try to get all that stuff processed. And look what I did. But the coil spring rear end is fairly simple, though. It's not as many parts as some of the other rear ends, so it should go through pretty quickly. I may just buy as much as I may just buy a whole bunch of new parts just to make things go a little faster. Almost there. Give you a nice view of the inside of the tire there. Okay, so I am not going to need as many bushings as I would have thought. There's only 4, 2 of each in each of the coil springs. We'll go ahead and buy our clutch pieces. Gonna need to get rid of all the springs and the brakes. I'll try and repair the transmissions before I sell them, just because it'll make me a little bit of extra money. There's a fuel tank I didn't sell. What else? Muffler. Okay, so shock absorber B. 4 shock absorber Bs and all the rear spring stuff. And the brakes, I want to get rid of all the brake things. I didn't put those in, unless I bought extra ones. what else do I need to get? I bought the spring stuff, didn't I? Yeah, I did, so that means these springs can go. I may try and repair... Well, a bunch of those leaf bolts are red. Let's just buy 8 leaf bolts and 4 leaf plates. Some of this stuff is going to be repairable and some of it isn't. 7% almost certainly not. Yeah, most of this stuff is red. Let's just buy 4 of each. I want to look at these rims because maybe I will go with those. They don't look terrible. They look bad. I mean, they look bad, all rusty and broken, but it might look good when they're clean. I don't think I'm going to bother trying to repair them, though. I think I'm just going to buy new ones. What were those? 215, 60, 15. God, a 60 tire is going to be pretty big. Yeah, it does look a whole lot better. It looks vaguely reminiscent of the Rim Atlanta. Or it might be kind of like the Mustang Mach 1. Yeah, it looks kind of like the Mach 1. The Mach 1 has thicker spokes. So the old ones can go now. I got like $17 each. That's how bad they were. Let's go hit the repair table. Looks like we're repairing a lot of this stuff. A couple things failed I saw, but I went through them too fast. So 2 knuckles, 1 of the gearboxes, that's fine. I'm going to buy new gearboxes anyway. Just wanted to repair them to make a little bit more money. I think it's the i4 RWD? Yeah, it is. And then that was rear knuckle housing B. Wheel hub 4. Not too bad. Okay, now we can slap all this stuff back in. quite see that from here. The muffler was blocking my view, otherwise I wouldn't have had to move the camera at all. Oh, the little suckers almost snuck by me there. I was heading for the hub. You know, thinking about it, I bet I could paint this too. Like the commenter who mentioned that I could paint the bolt cape rim. I bet I could paint it and change the color of the black part. Maybe if I was more into making this car look cool. Whoops. Honestly, I don't think you can make it look cool. There's only so much you can do with a Ford Pinto. Okay, that one is done. I think I got myself out of sequence there. Come back here. I want to go over there. There we go. I like how if you install this from the back, you can actually see where the nuts go. Okay, looking good. I didn't install any of that stuff I bought. Jeez. When I lower them down when I lower them down to yank the engine out, I have to remember to put those things back in. Is there anything under here? Yeah, no rod cabs or crankshaft cabs. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crankshaft caps. It's an I6, so that means 6 rod caps. So 10, probably 10 crankshaft caps and 12 rod caps. We're going to be buying so many bushings here in a minute. Oh, somehow I grabbed the suspension arm through that by accident. I don't know how that got. I don't know how I managed to get a hold of that thing. Okay, now let's go ahead and yank that hunk of junk out. Okay, now, actually these both need to go back up in the air anyway. Okay, so how many bushings do I need? I think 24. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of 6. That's 24 bushings. Tie rods I will need 8 of. Better start buying things now before I lose track of the numbers. If I were smart, I would be writing this down, but of course, who's got time for that, right? Okay, let's look at sway bars. Pretty sure they were all sway link B and the generic sway bar, yes. Oops, and let's get our brakes. I'm going to need to get a bunch of double wishbone parts. And that will be 4 calipers, 4 cylinders, 4 ventilated discs, and 4 pads. And double wishbone. 4 of these, 4 springs, and 4 shock caps. Let's go ahead and flush the broken ones at this point. And let's see, 4 of each hub. This will be easy, they're all going to be in the same place. I think that takes us down pretty much to like the suspension arms and the racks and the axle knuckle covers. We'll try to repair the rest of this stuff. Of course, we're not going to get all of it. That's 5, that's 7, that's 8. I should probably go ahead and buy my rims while I'm at it. Oops, that's not it. And those were 215, 60, 15. That's $2,000. That's $2,000 in tires. That time. So and I already did it for the rear, so that's $4,000 in tires. It's actually a pretty good looking rim. I've never had the occasion to use it before. It doesn't look terrible. It would look good on like a... It would look good on like a, I don't know, a Hemi-Cuda maybe? Or like the Roadrunner? I really need to try painting them one day. Maybe if I ever figure out whatever Salem Flamo it is that has the hood with the blower cut out in it. Crap, how many more of these things do I have left? That's the last one, good. One time I did 3 cars. One time I did 3 cars, and they were all different cars. And I was mounting and balancing tires forever. Oh, I gotta repair. Let's see here. just lost something. I saw it fail. Not sure what it was. So only 4 parts that we need to buy now. One of the cross members. Which suspension arms were those? Bottom and upper. Okay. Sold that for 0, it said. 21 bucks for that. I really think that they should have performance suspension parts for these things. So I mean, you could build stiffer suspension for these cars, and would make them go around corners better than they do. Drive them on the racetrack, and you're skidding around like crazy. I have yet to be able to. I mean, I've tried the racetrack a few times, and I have yet to be able to make it around in anything like a race car kind of time. Because every time you come into a turn, you slide. I think you'd have to put slick tires on every car to have any chance of having enough traction to make it around that thing. I think I missed a... Yeah, there it is, up there. Did I get the other one? Yeah. It's important to remember to get the bushings into the crossmember, because it's a pain in the neck if you forget. Nice view inside the chrome tire there. Okay. 27 grand. I mean, I only paid, what, 6,000 for one of these and 8,000 for the other one? So whatever happens, I'm gonna make money on them, even if it's not super exciting. Somehow I missed that. putting in the shock absorber when I realized I didn't put the tie rod on. Okay, that side's done. Get back over here and finish this. I was thinking about it here as I reassemble the thing, and I am going to go ahead and repaint them and see what kind of liveries they have. See if I can make them look at least reasonably interesting. Have a little bit of pride in my workmanship here. I want to put out just a couple of generic cars with my name on them, because they are going to be tricked out, so they're going to have more performance than you would expect. Not a lot, to be sure, but still going to have. They're still going to be improved fairly significantly. Why do I have that? Okay, now. This one should be of comparable value now. 27 grand. See, look, the mileage on this one is higher, but it's 27,000. And this car's mileage... Oh no, they're both 27,000. I thought it was 18. So they're the same. Oh well. Definitely going to repaint that one. Looks like something you'd see in a hospital. Okay, so what do we have here? Might be able to repair the timing cover. The sprocket will have to go, and the chain, and the cam gears. This thing has crankshaft caps. And it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 28 crankshaft caps. Oh, wait, I don't think I bought these. I meant to. I was thinking cam cap, but I was looking up crankshaft cap. I need 12 of these. 2 i6 engines. Now, camshaft cap. $28, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 28, enough for 2 engines worth. So let's buy 2 of these and 2 of those. We'll make a stab at repairing the timing cover. Oh, I didn't buy the cam gears. Let's do that. Cam gear i6, I'm going to need 4 of those. And an i6 head I can get from here. I keep typing i5 like that's a thing. I know that this has ignition, so I need 2 of those. Not the i4. 2 of these. 2 of those. And where's the i6? 2 of those. So that means I need 4 clips as well. Oh, I was even thinking about pistons. I know I'm gonna need carbs too. So I need 12 piston rings and 12 pistons. And then the carb is the side draft carb. So I need 6 of these. And 6 side draft air filters. God, I haven't even gotten oil. It's I6 oil. I need 2 of them, and 2 of them, and what else am I thinking of? Oh, the camshafts. I didn't buy the camshafts. I need 4 of these manifolds, and probably I'm going to need the power steering pump and the alternator, I think. It's been a little while since I built one of these last. So that can go right there, and that can go, and that can go, and that, and that, and that. Get rid of all the pistons and rings, the old cam gears. Okay, and that leaves us 3 things to attempt to repair. And we only get to try to repair one of them. And we didn't get it. Lovely. 1%. So there's an I6 timing cover, and a crankshaft and a block. And I also need a crankshaft pulley, and I think 2... No, wait. Which head cover? Because it's going to have coils. No, it's not. It's not going to have coils. What the hell am I thinking? Water pump I6 and alternator. Let's see, water pump I6. I'm sure there's going to be a water pump pulley for that. And 2 alternators. This thing is weird. This piston rod seems to be, yeah, it is. It's clipped into the side of the block in the position that the crankshaft is in. I don't think I've noticed that before. I'm sure it's been that way. I just never noticed it until now. Man, that's a lot of bolts. Let's see, what is that? Serpentine belt B? And I think there's going to be belt A, yes. There's the carburetors up there, ready to be installed. Okay, getting somewhere now. Look at all those camshaft caps, my god. Oh, I didn't buy spark plugs. After everything else, I didn't buy spark plugs. This is the most interminable job that you do in the whole game, screwing down camshaft caps. I so much prefer working on engines that have rocker arms as all one piece. Of course, that's an overhead valve engine as opposed to a overhead cam engine. There's one, I think it's the Mustang 5.0 Mustang. The engine that's in the DLC Mustang it's got camshaft caps, and they have like 6 bolts each, but you put them in, and then the engine head cover goes over it, and the bolts go through the engine head cover, through the camshaft caps, into the head. And that one is so much easier to do, so much less tedious. That should be done. Yep, everything's on. This engine looks like it's in similar shape as the one I just took apart. This one doesn't have a timing cover on it though. Do that now while I'm thinking about it. I didn't mean to do that. I wanted you to go to lifter A. Just realized I didn't look. Starter. Can't find me once again without a starter. This is one of those ones where you put the engine in, then you put it up, and you put the exhaust on, and then you put it back down to put the manifolds on. See, I can't even put the starter on from underneath, so I have to lower it back down to get the starter and the exhaust manifolds bolted in. Oh, no. I meant to hold it down, and instead I just clicked on it all the way to the ground. Thank you. Okay, almost there, and that should be 100%. Yep, 100%, perfect. I'm going to put this one back in the paint shop, because I cannot live with that color. Let's finish this one first, though. I think I have I didn't get rid of that. I think I have pretty much everything. One of these crankshafts is the bad one from the last engine, and I didn't get rid of it. Or that engine block, for that matter. I wonder if any of those are even repairable. One of the blocks. Yeah, get rid of this garbage before I forget again. Got 123 bucks for that one trashed block. And I think that I was careful to buy 2 of everything, or to multiply everything by 2. So I think I have everything I need to just bang this one together without having to break out to the store again. But we will find out, won't we? Okay, so many bolts. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy doing this stuff. It's just that sometimes it gets a little much when there's so many things to bolt on. Especially when I've done a bunch of V12 engines and I have bolted in like 24 or 36 rod caps for multiple V12s. And this engine I actually really like working on. It's very reminiscent of the stuff that I used to work on when I was a teenager, because I had a car with a straight 6 engine in it, and it's very familiar to me. gotta say, I am pleased with myself for buying exactly the right number when I knew there were going to be an absolute ton of them to get. Oh, I didn't buy 2 of those. I was going so well. I know I bought 2 each of the belts, though. Okay, perfect. It is odd that there's no fan. This engine doesn't have a fan, and this car has a radiator without a fan housing. So that's kind of odd. You would think that they would have a V8 with a radiator fan in it, because this i6 doesn't have a fan. It's very weird. Okay, almost there. We just have to lower it down to install the starter and the manifolds. That one didn't work the way I wanted it to. Stuck on the back side of the radiator. Ah! Okay, and that one is 100%, so... I'll send that one to the dyno. And then this one... I'll dyno both of them so they show the same numbers. I wonder if what they have for... I need a better view. The lights are... The lighting is like making it... Well, yikes. What is that? What does it say? Salon Racing Team? Salem Racing Team? Oh, that's terrible. Flammo. Yeah, okay, those all suck. Can we get like a blue... That's kind of a royal blue. Yeah, okay, let's do that. That's better than this shampoo color. Okay, and I'll probably, I don't know. The white one wasn't as objectionable as that other one. Starting with 150 horsepower. I should know how much this does because this is the same engine that's in the Aston Martin DB5, and I've done dozens of those. 256. Gain of a little over 100 horsepower. That's pretty good for a car like this. I'll go ahead and do the other one just to make it show up the same number. That color definitely looks a lot better though. Looking for 256 up here. So these are in-game. I mean, these are in-game cars. They're not particularly exciting. At least they're. I mean, since they're built by the developers specifically. That says "I live." That's disturbing. It says "I live" there on the radio. Oh my God. I don't know if I want to drive it now. Good Lord. Oh, well, let's go. That's too funny. Does the other one say "I live" also? I'm sure it does. Yep, "I live." That's creepy. Oh, God. Let's see here. I'm going to take the blue one. Pushed the wrong button there. Sorry about that. So here we are. It definitely looks much better in this color. I'm so glad I didn't leave it like the other one. It looked like a melted bar of soap. And it's actually not. I mean, for everything I've said about it, it's not a terrible looking car. It's just not exciting. So, I mean, there's only so much you can do with it. Let's see what it's got. Hopefully I won't go skidding all over the track. Can we get 150? Come on. You can do it. Almost. 148. Well, that strikes me as highly respectable for a car like this. I guess it's like a budget muscle car. Okay, so I'm not going to drive both of them. One of them is enough. So keeping in mind that one of these cars cost $6,100 and the other car cost $8,200, that means we've spent $14,000 buying these two, and this one is $46,000 and $9,000. What is this one? $46,000 and $9,000. So we'll get 50, 100 and 110 grand for these two. Considering where we started, it's definitely nothing to sneeze at. I'm perfectly happy with that. So for the Spectre, I may or may not do that on camera. I don't know. I have to think about it. There's still a bunch of cars that I haven't found in the junkyard I was really hoping to do, and I have yet to find any of them yet. So I'll just sit on this one for a little bit. I actually may even have one of these tucked away in my parking. I have to look. I know I've got a garage worth of junkers in there, and I keep forgetting what I actually have. So anyway, this episode probably ran long because I did 2 cars. So if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again for our next junkyard adventure. And on that note, bye for now.